This is going to be very important. We have done a lot of, even you can expect one question from this. Yeah. These photos, yeah, 1984, I think you were not born. Say yes or no?
No, sir.
No, no. Yes, sure, no. That's why. So those days we were somehow in the universities, not universities, A levels. We were in A levels. Just after finishing A level, waiting for the results maybe. So this one is the world famous. Somehow it is not famous for good. This is the Bhopal, India, the industrial gas leak tragedy. So if you browse Bhopal, India, so the first thing you will see is this. On December 3rd, 1984, in the midnight, people were in the sleep, and there was a huge Union Carbide factory. The factory name is Union Carbide, belongs to I think UK or US factory. There happened to be a gas leak. Even no one knows, all were in the sleep. And the picture you see here are the dead ones due to this. Innocent people. So on the sleep, they died. And many people in this city of Bhopal somehow become sick. Most are very serious. So this is also related to environmental management. So in US, the things I pass to you for the discussions and all, this may not be there, but that's why I thought of discussing this. So here, so when this kind of thing happens, this looks quite disastrous, yes. Gas leak from a Union Carbide pesticide factory in Bhopal, India. A poison gas leaks from a Union Carbide pesticide factory in Bhopal, India. One student responded. I'm learning from them as well, from you as well. So this happened. So the prevention. Uh, I think you have heard that prevention is better than cure. You know that prevention is better than cure. So here, so you are also going to work in industries. You are also going to work in industries, and as the leading industrial, even industrial management, even manufacturing, and even no matter food. This is very important because people have studied this case a lot, and people came to know that prevention is more important. Prevention is more important than managing disasters. Yeah, that's right. Prevention is more important. Yeah. So this is the Bhopal tragedy. This happens in 1984 in the city of Bhopal. Yeah. So one thing is surprisingly in this city, having this toxic manufacturing plant is really a wrong decision. It's really a wrong decision. So these are the stories you should aware so that you can apply. Apply means not to say to face the disasters, but you can look into the prevention of these accidents, these disasters, even from the simple slipping and falling to this kind of community disaster levels. You can prevent if you are aware of the gravity of these dangers. So Bhopal is one of such. Yeah, very unfortunate situation. So even there are a lot of, oh my goodness, if you look into the news in the internet, you can see the severity of this, and the more severity of this is their DNA damage, DNA, their genes structure damage. That is most serious, that is most serious. If I'm going to share you one more slide, let's say a news article. This is a little though looks, because of the tragedy. So it's, you can see a lot of thousands of cases. So the dead ones, they suddenly become dead with no awareness, no any prior warnings. They just become dead. See, some looks blind even. And this is a very sad story. And the tragedy, the effect of tragedy remains because of this damaging DNA gene. So these are the genes. When the genes damage, the future generation will be a weaker one. Future generation will be a weaker one. That's all. So maybe some with some disorders can be seen. So whenever we go to the industries and whenever we exposed to this is a gas tragedy. So especially when we exposed to emissions, even on the roads, this toxic gases coming from the engines, we should be mindful. Actually, it is really good to wear the masks all the while when you're on the road. So keep this practice up. Don't give up this practice. Yeah. Keep this moving. It is good for the future generations. Okay, that is very important, Kapala. So now this is the situation. I'm not going to elaborate this, but here you can see the dead ones. Yeah. Oh, maybe I don't know, sea all looks like quite damaged, Very innocent people. This happened in 1984. So you were not born at that time. And if you look into the pictures of the Bhopal tragedy, the pictures are really not for your interest, but you can see how serious Patala this kind of situations, how seriously affect the nations. This another, see, all dead. Let's say dead, but dead also supposed to live. Untimely deaths. Yeah. So this tragedy really took away the many humans' fundamental right to live. See what industries does here. Fundamental right to live. And even those who live, even living healthy is another fundamental right. Those who live in Bhopal exposed to this toxic. They are living in their lifetime, they are sick. This is a very terrible one. Sometimes multinational companies, those investments are not for good, So they prefer to put those in third world countries, this kind of toxins. Yeah. So the market is the third world, they manufacture here, they make the people sick, they make the soil sick, they make the air sick, they make the water sick. Yes. And they bring back what? Wealth. They siphon wealth out of this terrible business. That's why you have to be very mindful when you analyze this kind of thing. So this industry, as I shared with you, for the sustainability, economic friendliness, environmental friendliness, social friendliness. So this becomes utter failure in all the aspects. Now you know how to analyze this. Yeah, so this knowledge is for you to prevent happening this kind of things, coming this kind of investments to Sri Lanka. We should prevent those. Even some countries, they are radioactive waste. They are dumping in other countries. So slowly this radioactive waste make the people sick and also change their genes, the DNA, damage, alter. So the coming generation not strong. So those are really terrible things, but we don't see. That's why. So you have to be very mindful and you should aware of this kind of. So here in the sense, the prevention is the most important. The prevention. So how to prevent? Yeah, that's a different story. Yeah? How to prevent? You should have some systematic prevention approaches. Okay, systematic approaches really to eliminate the risks of future this kind of disaster potentials. Okay, and we have one more case. I'm going to show you that as well. Not like this, they are dead, so around 100 plus, but still, uh, how to say, but still, this area is not good for living. This area is not good for living. Okay, let me show you one more, Gutala. Let me show you one more. Yeah, not for your interest, but for our knowledge. This knowledge is very important. It is some more than good knowledge. Let's see. Let's see. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Closer to that time, 2 years after Bhopal disaster, there was another disaster happened in the world. Happened in the world. But here the good point is damage. Damage is minimal. Damage is minimal, which means they have planned something preventive. Something preventive. Let's say, let me take a photo here for you to see. This ghost town. Here, people lived here like a community. People lived here like a community. And all of a sudden, everyone happened to leave. Everyone happened to leave this area with no advance notice. Okay, everyone happened to leave this area. See, this is the aerial view, and you can see quite isolated area, and at the vicinity, no settlement, and this is a nuclear site. Nuclear site. Nuclear site. Nuclear site. And there was an explosion in this nuclear power plant. Okay, there was an explosion in this nuclear power plant. Yes, and immediately they have evacuated. But now this is going to be a tourist hotspot because after 1986, now it is over 34 years, radioactivities are minimal. And now they say it's okay to visit, but not okay to stay. Staying, still there is a quite risk. Okay? Staying, still a quite risk. Yes. Mm. I believe, I think you have noticed, you have watched this. So this is the other deadly uh, disaster happened in 1986 after 2 years. This is in Ukraine, those days. And it is all the Russian Federation, USSR before, or the Soviet Union. Chernobyl belongs to Ukraine. Now it's Ukraine. It's a separate country now. So there, this disaster happened. Can you remember the every neutron they mention is a bullet, and this may last long for 50,000. This may be this emitting of radioactive element. It can pass through all the concrete buildings, humans, trees, and even under the soil. Yeah. So there are this kind of massive amount of bullets. That's why this is something quite disastrous. Somehow the deaths were less, but effect may be there in the huge way. But now Chernobyl is a tourist spot. Tourist spot. People are visiting there. This ghost will be very interesting. It will be very interesting. We try to get some pictures. Let me try to get some Chernobyl. In the previous one, you didn't hear the voice. That is okay. This would be a very nice one. Let's say. It's a drone.
Уважаемые товарищи, городской совет народных депутатов сообщает, что в связи с аварией на Чернобыльской атомной электростанции в городе Припяти складывается неблагоприятная радиационная обстановка.
See in this community, this Ferris wheel for for kids, especially for kids to play. Ferris wheel, but no one is there. an abundant city. Still no one allowed to settle in this area. Even nothing is allowed to bring out from this area. All remain what remains. Yes, that's all. So you can explore really what happened and were this human mistakes? Were this happened because of the human mistakes? Or was avoiding this bofan and also this child death? Was avoiding this, was there any chance to avoid this incident? So you have to look into that. Okay? You have to look into it. So Bhopal disaster. Bhopal disaster. This is a human error. This is a human leading to some negligence, or even there are some things related to negligence. That is the thing they are really highlighted. Even there could be some sabotage. Sabotages should be avoided. Human errors should be avoided. But it was not so. The thing happened. So leakages from the tanks, gas tanks, some raw material. Somehow Bhopal was warned on that day in 1984. Most of the people in the city were dead. Even one trainload passengers, they also were caught because of the wind. So this is a human error is avoidable. That's why that's the point. It is not unavoidable, but this is avoidable. So we have to look into this kind of cases. Those are the lessons we are learning. Real lessons. Very important. So let's say when you are in an industry, so disasters, you not have something like Bhopal once, but disasters, maybe not to say disasters, the smallest level may be accident. Okay, accident. Hmm. Then the further serious ones may be the injuries and accidents, and the more serious one may be the, how to say, some minor level disasters, fire and further up may be chemical emissions, toxic emissions, and maybe not limiting to the manufacturing facilities, those may be emitting to the environment surrounding villages because of the wind. So that those are issues really. So whenever you go, when you have these memories of this kind of, because you cannot forget these memories once you came to know this. I'm very sure this will be in your mind forever. So when this is in your mind forever, not as a piece of news. Those days even people follow this as news, but you are preparing to go to industry. So now you should think of prevention. Prevention. Prevention is something practical, of course, knowledge based, experience based. You must have the strategies and the systems to prevent this. Even you have to practice some drills. Even we do fire drills and all in the manufacturing industries, fire drills. Then not only that fire safety, I mean, a lot of aspects. Even in Taiwan, Japan, Korea-like countries, they perform earthquake disaster management drills. From kindergartens, they practice. Yeah, because they are living in the earthquake-prone areas, so they have the pre-practice to avoid this kind of thing. So everyone knows what to do. So those are very important. And when you go to industry as knowledgeable people, you have a responsibility for people's lives, their health, their well-being. So that is your responsibility, you know. You take care of them when you go to industry, no matter higher level and the lower level. They also have their own families. You know. They have children, they have mothers, fathers, brothers and sisters. They have families, friends. So we should help them to take care. Yeah. By means of our good knowledge, good using of knowledge. So when you go to industry, one thing very important, of course everything is important, you have to look into this side. This is also one of the environmental safety aspect. Yeah, safety aspect, prevention is very, very important. So this is human life. If you look into some Bhopal stories, let's say, let's try to put something here, justify this. Yes. Hmm. What it says. Yes. Today presentation you will not see much text, equations or anything, but many more things to fact. Okay. So this saw in the news, the 1984 Bhopal disaster in India, a message for industrial, a message for industrials, because let me add some. How thousands people died and even more were affected by destructive industrial gas. So this industrial gas leaks should be prevented, dude. That's why leaks should be prevented. It's a leak, gas leak. Gas leaks should be prevented. Bhopal disaster is one of the largest extinctions in history caused by human. This issue. So this is about the methyl isocyanate gas. So this is the factor. So this is a pesticide plant as one of the Bashmir. Bashmir responded in the chat. And you can see. The leak emerged from a pesticide plant owned by the chemical company by the name of Union Carbide. Over 50% of that company was a subsidiary of a US Fortune 500 industrial corporation, Union Carbide Corporation. So it's a very big company, even of everyday batteries, every day. Those batteries are also originally manufactured by Union Carbide. Even Sri Lanka, they have a plant for the battery. Union Carbide. So this is the situation. So this is the situation. So I just want to highlight to that this is a human caused by human being. There's quite a story behind this. Humans, all the incidents, they have a story. That's all. There's a story behind this. Something. And in the Chernobyl one, it may not be that much because of the human living, but finally, since humans made this can be decided, or even can be feeding to the controls. Like this, okay? Even can be leading to controls. We will see the Chernobyl failure. What makes Chernobyl to fail? What makes Chernobyl fail? Yes, as I mentioned to you, let me put it in wordings. This is what happened in Chernobyl accident in 1986. Let me prevent this. Was the result of a flawed reactor design. Flawed reactor design means that the design has some flaws, means some shortcomings. That was operated with inadequately trained personnel. The resulting steam explosion, you know, in the nuclear power plants, they use the nuclear heat to heat up the water, to power the water, to fire the water. So finally, steam runs the big steam turbines to generate electricity. So the resulting steam explosion and fires released at least 5% of the radioactive reactor core into the environment. In this nuclear technology, there is to control nuclear fusion. It's quite controlled, but they are the core, reactor core. The 5% of radioactive elements released. That is huge. With the deposition of radioactive materials in many parts of Europe. So it has become a continental, subcontinental disaster. Yeah. So that's how is it. Again leading to the design. That's why, so when you do the designs, even sometimes you may be doing designs in future, pressure vessels, pressure vessel explodes, risky, and even the boilers, you may be designing, you may be dealing with. So when it comes to that kind of risky processor, the design should be flawless, flawless, no shortcomings, no shortcomings. The safety should be assured in the design, and the preventive maintenance should be there. And there should be trained personnel to operate. Even if a steam pressure vessel, let's say the steam pressure vessel, if explodes, do you know what happens? Even the flesh will come out from the human body soon. Because the high pressurized superheated steam are very powerful. If that steam can drive a turbine, a big turbine to power up electricity for countries, directly hitting that steam, do you think it's a joke? No. It is quite deadly. That's all. Boilers, even the steam lines. So you have to take care very well. So those are very serious things. So prevention, flawless design, using of adequately trained person, and those things are important. Okay. So I will put one exam question from these two cases. Uh, Definitely I will put that. So I'm assuring that because your time is valuable and you are learning something very important. And for this one, we have to learn something that knowledge should be reflected in the question paper, you answer. Causes of causes of this accident. unavoidable ones, even the Chernobyl one, if there is a flawless design, design has flaws means designers, they don't have the perfect experience to make the design, even not to fail if the plant is operated with less trained people, flawless. So this is one of the issues. So there are flaws in the design. So the question is, flawless design is the question. The trained and skilled professionals, scientists, technologists, engineers, engineers, sorry, engineers, managers, decision makers, trained and skilled. Should be sufficiently trained and skilled. So this other is the sufficient numbers of such professions. So those are the issues. So this is for the cause for the accident for the Chernobyl, even for Bhopal. Even though it's a human error, it's leading to human error. If it's a right decision, right design, right operation, no much people can meddle with those. So this can be also human errors. So then this would be one such, would be one such, but we cannot 100% put the responsibility for human error. There should be some operational issues, system control issues, safety issues. Sometimes the state of the art, the technology is not there up to the fullest. The technology is design issues there can be in that. So we have to study those for this Chernobyl. Study is very easy, this one. Chernobyl. Have to check the spelling. Chernobyl. Chernobyl. And then the other is the Bhopal. So were these accidents were prevented? Were these accidents were accidents possible to have been prevented? Okay? Possible. Yeah, what? Yeah, I hope you can understand. So, hope you can understand this. So this is the one we have to look at. Then prevented means then the prevention approach from the design level to operations, then the individuals, the skills, the level of training, and also you have to study this. Okay? Just take some information, study this by heart because this will be help. This will be helpful. This is a very helpful knowledge and you can contribute even if you can save at least even a single life in your working life. Your job is done. That's all. So this is very important. Right? It's very important. You have to review this. You have to review this. Review this. And share your thoughts. Thoughts with facts. We can go without facts. This is the one. You have to do it. It's quite important. So that's why. So whenever you go to job, think what you can contribute. Okay, what you can contribute for the safety and well-being of the workers, people from the day one. Okay? From the day one, from the day one of your employment or you're even self-employed. Think how to support lives. For their safety, safety of life, health, and well-being. And also environment and their well-being and their actually this is a duty of everyone. But to have the right attitudes and also to have some good knowledge, you may have nowadays this may be a time you need of learning this as a subject. Okay? Learning this as a subject will be a time. So today's discussion is quite different from the previous discussions. And today, two case studies. I didn't go through much of the case studies. Uh, you can go through it. You can go through it. And you are powerful enough to think about that and respond to me. Respond to me. Chernobyl and Bhopal. Were these accidents possible to avoid? So I checked this possible to prevent. No, this is okay. No, this is okay. So that is the point today. So I have to ask you think about this and put your own thoughts in your own thoughts. But the information you can get it from internet. So imagine in Sri Lanka also industrial accidents Not to say no, also not to say very less. Sri Lankan industry safety may not be that world, may not be that world. There could be accidents, there could be injuries, and there could be even harmful effects to the health and environment daily happen with no knowledge of the employees in with me. So that's why you have to think of this. So we should have done this session quite early. Then we know the value of learning about the VOC, PM 2.5, and of course we have learned. But those looks like some knowledge, but with lack of responsibility. But when you realize, oh, the other this kind of situation, you have a sense of responsibility to practice them. So this is a very important discussion we have done today, and I will continue a little bit. Because continue a little bit. There are 61 students are there, and I will assure there will